Hey there, Aries. This is Ashley. We're going to go ahead and do your mid-month August 2021 reading. So this will be for the week of August 15th. We're going to look at past, present, and future and just see what comes through. So in your past, we have the squirrel spirit. Let me scoot this over just a tad. It says believe in yourself. In the present energy, we have higher power in the reverse. And in your future, we have the color lilac. This is the Metatron, Archangel Metatron Self-Mastery Oracle. So a lot of different colors will come through. We have lilac, higher realms, and magic. So we're going to do your 9-card spread, and then we will get into some clarifying cards to get some more detail. So we'll go ahead and get started. If you haven't already, please check out the 8/8 Lionsgate readings that I did. They were set for the week of August 8th, but like I mentioned in those videos, I really feel like the energy for that portal and for that new moon will be impacting us until August 22nd or later, which is when we have the full moon in Aquarius. So definitely check that out. We had a lot of good messages come through. And if this reading doesn't resonate for you, please check out your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs to see if there are messages there for you. So we have Temperance, the 8 of Swords, and the Wheel of Fortune. The 5 of Pentacles, the 7 of Swords, and the 9 of Swords. And then we have the Death card, the Magician, and the 10 of Wands. And we have the High Priestess at the bottom of the deck. So we'll see how that plays in, if at all. Okay, so let's look at it. We've got the squirrel spirit in the past, and it says believe in yourself. And we have Temperance, the 5 of Pentacles, and the Death card. So it could very well be that you've been trying to have a lot of patience and perhaps integrating some endings that have happened here. Some could very well have been in the workplace. This says the 5 of Buttons for this deck, but that's Pentacles. And so with the 5 of Pentacles, we're often dealing with a situation in which we either feel a little tight on cash or just rejected and kind of left out in the cold. And it looks like you've been attempting to, in the past, this being the past position, really have some faith in yourself and what you're capable of as you're going through this change, this transition. So let's get some clarifiers here and see if we can get some more details on what might have been going on for you in the past. All right. So we're just going to get a couple for each one here. So for Temperance, we have the 4 of Wands, as well as the Queen of Pentacles. For the 5 of Pentacles, we have the 3 of Wands and the Moon card. A little bit of fear of what's to come as well. And then For the Death card, we have the Six of Wands and the Five of Wands. All right, so this could very well be either work or love related. We do have some pentacles here. We don't have any cups, but the Four of Wands to me can sometimes represent a union or a relationship, especially coming through here with the Queen of Pentacles. And so in the past, I think that there was a focus on having some patience for, I mean, you could have very well been looking to purchase a home and trying to make sure that you have your resources in order, right? With that Queen of Pentacles, she's about resources, abundance. There could have also been a decision here. And I think that there was a lot of patience involved here with that. When it comes to, and kind of just the freedom of being able to make decisions based on your resources. Because like with the squirrel spirit here, you know, squirrels, and this one in particular in this artwork, is gathering acorns for the winter, right? So he's getting all of his acorns, all of his pentacles kind of put together to last him through the winter. Now in your case, you may very well have been saving money and patiently building your resources in order to buy a home or just to buy yourself freedom, right? And this could have been freedom from having to work at the job that you don't like anymore, right? So just take it as it resonates. In this second card here, we have the Five of Pentacles, the Three of Wands, and the Moon. And to me, this just is telling me that there's been some money worries and potentially some fear that maybe it was never going to get better. Like with the Three of Wands, we want expansion. And we're kind of waiting to see it. We're waiting to see our ships come in, right? Because he's looking out over into the horizon, waiting for something, wanting expansion. He's got a bird's eye view of the ground below him. And so I think there's a little bit of emotional upheaval with that, some fear, some worry. And I think with the Death card, and specifically change and transition standing out to me for this, we've had a victory over all that mental churning, mental worry. So if you have just recently found that your money situation has improved, congratulations. It looks like it's either working out or is about to. As far as relationships go, I would say that if you happen to be the divine feminine in your situation, you've had some patience, but I do feel like you've probably had to deal with a painful rejection here from your counterpart. And it does look like there is a positive release of any sort of ego drama or kind of just conflict, right? And a victory there. So that's looking pretty good. Let's look at your center row. So when we have the higher power in reverse, it's really a signal that perhaps presently the focus that you're having is on external things, external happenings that are outside of your control. So it could be with the 8 of Swords, the 7 of Swords, and the Magician, you could very well be dealing with someone who is sneaky and manipulative. I find it interesting on this depiction of the 7 of Swords. It's called the 7 of Needles, but it's got 2 raccoons on it. And a lot of times when you think of a raccoon, you know, they come at night, they sneak and get into your garbage cans or whatever else they can get into, and they sneak away and they leave a mess, right? And that's kind of what I'm getting from that, especially sitting here with the Magician. But when we have the higher power in reverse, we are not necessarily tapping into our own inner guidance and our connection with a higher power, source, the universe, God, you know, whatever you want to call it. And instead, we've got a ton of mental energy that is being focused on the behaviors of others, which obviously we can't control, right? And so let's pull some clarifiers and see what's going on with this scenario. So with the 8 of Swords, we have the 2 of Swords and we have the Tower. So definitely some stagnant, stuck energy here. And it could be with this Tower that you have, or you're about to receive some sort of shakeup when it comes to this stuckness. Lots of mental activity here. Let's see why we have the 7 of Needles. We have the Fool. And we have the Judgment. Could be that you have someone coming in from the past that, you know, left you or went off and ghosted you or what have you, that wants a new start. But I think they left you feeling like the Fool. They may have made you feel foolish for trusting them. And I think that this indecision with this 2 of Swords is coming up again here with this Judgment card. Judgment is asking you to make a choice. You need to make the call on something here. Now this could be a romantic partnership. This could be a work situation where someone was manipulative and sneaky. This could also be a friendship. I mean, it doesn't really stand out here as only love related. With the Magician, we have the Queen of Wands, could be dealing with a fire sign. And we have the Ace of Wands. So, okay, so with those coming through, I've got a couple of messages. We also have the Knight of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so first off, with the Magician, we've had maybe some manipulative energy there with someone. And it looks like they're coming in wanting a new beginning with you. Yet again, you've attracted them in. They find you attractive. They want a new start. We have the Fool and the Ace of Wands here. But you're really stuck in your head about this because they haven't been trustworthy in the past. With that Knight of Wands at the bottom of the deck, that is often in his darker attributes. Hot and cold energy, breadcrumbing, in and out. 1 minute it's hot, the next minute you don't hear from them. Right? So you're being asked to make a decision about this. But it looks like you're really stuck in mental activity and churning going on there. Now, one thing I will say is that something's coming in to unstuck you. So whether you make this choice or you don't, the Tower is going to come in and shake it up to where you don't have a choice but to make a move of some kind, okay? So keep that in mind. And that's not to instill fear. That is just to let you know that really your guidance here with this higher power in reverse is to remember that you have the most power in yourself is in your connection with spirit. Instead of looking outside of yourself at everything that's out of your control, make a decision based on what's in your heart and what's in your intuitive guidance. And that reminds me that we had that High Priestess at the bottom of the deck. And so you're being asked to look at this more intuitively and what feels right for you. Now, real quickly, if that is not your scenario, another one that is coming through is that you've had some sort of breakthrough, or you're having a sort of breakthrough on something that you didn't really want to face. It was like, oh, that doesn't feel good. I don't want to look at that today. I just want to ignore it and just try and get through my day. And something shook up. And now you've made the decision that you're going to go off on your own. Perhaps, this is leaving corporate work to go into an entrepreneurship type activity, especially with this Queen of Wands. But also with this Queen of Wands, she's just amplifying this energy of the Magician. So you may very well be focusing on manifesting something new for yourself, something you're really passionate about. And that's really positive, but your guidance here is still to look within and check in with that intuition, because there is so much mental activity here. And that's what this oracle card specifically speaks to, is looking outside of yourself to see if there's something you can gain control over to make your path easier. But I think what you're really being asked to do is look within to get the guidance there, if that makes sense. All right, let's look at this last row. So this is in your future position, and we have the lilac color, and it says higher realms and magic. And so yet another card asking you to tap into your higher power, your intuitive guidance. What do you feel in your heart? What do you feel in your gut? Because we have the Wheel of Fortune, the 9 of Swords, and the 10 of Wands. So whatever change is coming through in the future, you're still really stressed about it. So this is like sleepless nights, a ton of thinking, and a lot of burden. You could very well have quite a bit on your shoulders as far as responsibility when it comes to whatever this decision is. Let's get some additional guidance here. Okay, we have the Wheel of Fortune. We're getting the Chariot. and the Seven of Wands. Could be moving. This could again be moving. We talked about someone buying a house, so that could very well be with that Chariot and the World card there. With the Nine of Swords, we have the Page of Pentacles and the Four of Cups. So potentially getting an offer that you're not so sure about. And then with the Ten of Matches, we have the Seven of Swords again. Oh, Aries. And the Nine of Swords. Okay. So something here is really worrying you about this change that's coming, this move. It could very well be money fears here. You're not so sure if this offer is going to be accepted. This could be you making the offer and worrying that whatever house you're about to buy, the sellers don't like your offer, right? Really, really, really in your head about this. And very stressed. And also, we have the Seven of Wands up here with the Chariot and the Wheel of Fortune. So something to keep in mind, whether this is a love offer coming in that you don't want to accept and you're worried about, or whether this is a move. That's really what I'm feeling the most, is someone is moving, buying a house, going off on their own, and it could very well be that they're worried about having enough money. But with this Seven of Wands here, something to be reminded of is just that you're really in a good place. You're in a place of personal strength. And you're standing up for what it is that you want, right? And in this bottom row, you know, we have the Ten of Wands and the Seven of Swords with this Nine of Swords. So all this worry and fear about making this move is going to come to an end, right? This bottom row is positive. End of mental anguish with a victory. You're manifesting what you want with this bright new start. And then in this bottom row, or sorry, last spot here, I'm trying to see if this is, okay, it is on camera. Ten of Wands is the end. You're about to put the burden down, okay? So I would just recommend that you tap into your intuition. Get out of your head. There's a lot of mental activity here. And if this is your scenario and you are about to buy a house, well, congratulations and best of luck. And I hope you will like, share, subscribe if this resonated with you. If it didn't, go ahead and check your other placements. This was seemed very specific to a move. And also check in. I'll be doing the Aquarius full moon collective readings, some love readings coming up, and then an end of the month August reading for each of the zodiac signs. So I hope to see you there, Aries, and I will see you next time. Bye.